This is breaking news now from today's TMJ4.
Before you can return a verdict of guilty, the evidence must satisfy you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty.
Today on Live at 4, Dominic Heaggan-Brown will soon find out if a jury believes he acted with reckless disregard for life when he shot and killed Seville Smith last August. His attorneys have said the former police officer acted in self-defense.
Tom Durian was in the court today for closing arguments. He joins us live now with more. And how long has the jury had this case?
Yeah, Shannon, Charles, the jury got the case just around noon today, so I guess for the last 4 hours they've been deliberating. They did have one question for the district attorney who came back and answered that, but you know they've been sequestered since the beginning of this trial a week ago. Today they heard the final arguments from both sides. All comes down to the second of two shots that was fired. No one disputes the justification for that first when Smith had a gun, but that is what they argue here. The state is arguing it was excessive force once the gun went over the fence. The defense says that the officer had 1.69 seconds to make the decision.
Judge it from the perspective of the reasonable and prudent police officer on the scene rather than with the 20/20 benefit of hindsight. Law says at the time, not hindsight. I think you should also consider the fact that officers are forced to make split-second decisions. Split second, literally.
He had all the information he needed to make the right decision at the right time, and he made the wrong decision.
Now, the jury has the option of finding Heaggan-Brown guilty on a lesser charge or, of course, acquitting him altogether. We do have a crew up in the hallway outside the court waiting for that word when there will be a verdict. Of course, we will bring that to you when it happens. We're live outside the courtroom. Tom Durian, today's TMJ4.
Tom, we appreciate your coverage.
Tom, I had a quick question for you. Do you have a sense throughout this trial they were dismissing the jury at about 5 each day? Is the plan to stay tonight or keep them going? We're about an hour away from 5 o'clock.
You know, they haven't given us that sense today. I can tell you this, that throughout this case, we know that they have closed the courthouse at 5 o'clock. There's a no overtime rule here. Yesterday, when they were going to go into closing arguments, they said they could go until 6:15 with the approval of the chief judge. Today, we haven't heard any of that. If they're far into their deliberations and don't think they'll reach a verdict soon, I would think this judge would bring them back tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Tom. We'll continue to bring you complete coverage of this as the jury deliberates on the Heaggan-Brown case throughout this newscast as well as on TMJ4.com.